Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Elijah Ellis, and this is the Elijah Ellis Show. Welcome to the first edition of Movie Reviews. Now, why exactly am I doing this, and what makes it different from all of the different other movie reviews? And so I'm going to lay that out at the beginning of this episode right now. The first reason why I'm doing this is because I genuinely enjoy movies. I enjoy the storytelling aspects, the acting, the visual aspects, the cameras used, the cinematicness, all of it. Enjoy movies, and I enjoy watching them, and just enjoy a good movie. Because not all movies are good, which we'll get to eventually. The second thing is what makes this different from all of the other people. And that is because I'm not going to go super in-depth into these movies. I'm going to give you an overview, kind of what I thought, some things I liked about it, but we're not going to cover everything in this video. And one thing that tends to happen with a lot of movie reviews today is they take the outside picture and a lot of things that happened in the news with a movie, which to a certain extent you should definitely research and look at to see kind of what a character is getting at in a movie. But that just happens too much. They look at a news article of what this actor said in this context and outside of the film and everything, and then that taints their view of the movie, and they just have a watered down view the entire time because of this one thing the actor said out in the news. And I'm not saying don't look at that. You should definitely look at that to a certain extent, but in a movie, you're acting. You're not being the actual person you are. You're supposed to be portraying this other character. And so I think people tend to look at what happens in the real world too much and apply that directly to a movie. And if you were to do that with the movies you love, you would probably realize that, oh wait, he said this out here and this and that, therefore I can't like this movie. And I'm not saying don't look at that. Once again, you can look at that. That can shape your opinion to a certain extent. But it has become too much of a big thing that, oh, we're going to go watch a movie. I'm going to look up real fast what this actor said about this and this and this in the news. And that's going to taint and water down your view of the actor in the movie who isn't even portraying themselves. They are portraying a character in a film, in a story. And so I'm not going to be doing that. Obviously, if there's a major thing, then we can address it. But I'm going to take the movie as what it is and then give my thoughts on it, give an overview, and leave it at that. That is the hope of this little series of episodes in the podcast, because I love movies and I feel like this would benefit people and it's just enjoyable, so that is another plus side to it. So the first movie we will be discussing is a movie that I actually went to see today, and that is the Fantastic Four First Steps, the one that just came out. Now, you might be thinking, why are you covering this movie? It's a Marvel movie. It's a superhero movie. Marvel hasn't had a great track record recently. And that is so true. And I was very skeptical going into this movie. Now, obviously, the movie had its quirks and everything. And kind of, I don't know about that. But this movie was genuinely shocking. I was very surprised by the movie. I went to just see it because I was like, why not? I kind of want to see what they do. But it was very shocking because this movie, it's not just this like cheesy superhero movie, but rather it has family values in it they're all like family centered about protecting the family and everything, and therefore having children. Like at the beginning of the film, spoiler alert, there could be some spoilers. At the beginning of the film, the husband and wife, like the wife shows the husband, "Hey, we're going to have a kid." And it's not like, "Oh shoot, we're going to have a kid. What do we do?" They're like so excited, so thrilled, super duper excited for this, and mention we've been trying for years and years and years, and now this is finally happening instead of, "Oh shoot, we're having a kid. Oh no, gonna go to these different other avenues and alleys and such and such." This movie is more family centered. It's not completely family centered. I'll put that out there, but this is more family centered than Marvel, like I thought Marvel would be able to do right now with its track record. All right, so first I am going to give you a bit of the summary, the storyline for the Fantastic Four, the first steps. So, set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s inspired retro futuristic world, the film follows Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm as they face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his side person, Harold the Silver Surfer. So essentially, Galactus, he devours planet, he destroys the entire planets, and I'm not going to get into too much of it because it would practically spoil the whole movie. But essentially what happens is they have the baby, and Galactus says the baby is like this super god and everything, and in order to save your Earth, you have to surrender your child. And so they're battling that and trying to save the planet. So Galactus is trying to destroy their planet. He has picked their planet as the next one he's going to absolutely demolish. And he tells the Fantastic Four, the only way to save your planet is by giving me your child. And they flat out tell him no, and that this child's life is too valuable to them, and they will not give the baby up. And so the whole movie is, like, the last half of the movie is about them trying to figure out how to save the planet, because Galactus shows up, but then they've got the kid, and Galactus comes for the kid and everything. And honestly, it was just very good, and it wasn't woke. There was like very to little no language as far as I remember. It's not super like violent and everything. Yeah, there's like a couple words used in it that it's like, but there's no F words or anything, and it's just a very wholesome movie as well. It's not like you're watching it and you're like getting this ideology shoved down your throat. It's enjoyable to watch. Now there's a couple things where it's like, oh shoot, so at the end, spoiler alert, when Galactus is being thrown into this portal and he's going to teleport across because he's out of his ship, and this is the way they're going to destroy him. That he like reaches through the portal and they're like, "Oh shoot, we failed. He's coming back. What do we do?" And Johnny, who like has one of the best character like archetypes to him, because he starts out as this guy that kind of just doesn't really care and just like an average teenage boy, and just like, oh, girls, cool, this, doesn't care about much. And at the end, like, cares about everyone and is trying to save this child. And at the end, he's like, oh, tell the kid Uncle Johnny loves him. And, like, goes to, like, push Galactus back into this portal, which will, end Johnny's story, because he won't be able to get back through the portal once it's closed. So essentially, it's him sacrificing himself. And like the Silver Surfer eventually comes back, and due to some other things that happen, shoves Johnny aside and pushes Galactus through. But it's very good in the way that the parents and everyone else is willing to sacrifice themselves. Like, the parents are willing to die for this kid. And it's just an extremely wholesome, family friendly movie, and shocked a lot of people because of Marvel's recent track record. Now, one other thing that I do enjoy about this movie is it's not a cheesy superhero movie. So it's not like, oh, we got all of these superpowers and I'm going to snap and the world's going to destroy, or I've got this hammer and the boom and da 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 da, and oh, boom, boom, explosions, laser shooting out of my hands. It's not like that movie. Yes, they have superpowers, but also their superpowers aren't the thing they entirely rely upon. The thing they rely upon is the fact that they're scientists, and so they create different things. They create different tools. They create these different things. They create rockets. They create portals and everything. And so, like, yes, their superpowers at the end help them defeat the bad guy. But what defeats the bad guy is the fact that the main character, Reed Richards, is a scientist, and he developed this thing with all of his science head stuff. And that's one thing that I very much enjoyed about it, was it's not like all of our superpowers saved the day. Like, we're just using superpowers. It's like, no, he's like, I'm a scientist. I know how to do this. He's like, and then it tells like the plot line of how they got their superpowers, and like something happened because they were all astronauts, some cosmic bad thing happened while they were up in space, and Reed Richards is like, I'm a scientist and I built this ship and everything, and I should have known of the dangers that could have happened. So honestly, this film is a great film to watch, thoroughly enjoyable, not woke, very family friendly, wholesome. So the Fantastic Four First Steps is recommended. I do recommend this movie. If you're interested in watching it, go ahead and watch it. You don't have to worry about different ideologies being shoved down your throat. And if you are interested in more content like this, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and share it with your friends. And let me know if you want me to go deeper into different things. Once again, I wanted this to be more of an overview and not diving deep into everything. So if you want more like this, be sure to subscribe and let me know what you think. And I will see you in the next video.